Hey, beautiful Sagittarius. Welcome to your tarot and oracle card reading for the rest of 2025. We're going to see what's ahead for you, what's coming in for you for the rest of this year, what gifts and blessings you are finding, what Spirit is gifting you with, what challenges and opportunities you will face, and advice from Spirit. Okay, let's pray. God, Spirit, Universe, please bring truth, wisdom, and understanding to this reading for beautiful Sagittarius, and let Sagittarius find their most blessed and highest timeline. Thank you. Amen. All right, so what is coming in for beautiful Sagittarius? Thank you, Spirit. Okay. The Devil. So freeing yourself in some way or overcoming a fear in some way. Some self-imposed limitation for a lot of you. And we'll get clarifiers for all of these, but it feels like for many of you becoming aware of your shadow, doing some shadow work and becoming aware of of how you're holding yourself back. The Hermit, shining your light for others to see, ascending to a higher level, stepping into the role of the wise one for a lot of you, becoming the teacher. Okay. Also, for some people, this could be landing alone in some way, deciding to go it alone, choosing to be alone, or just ending up alone. The Knight of Cups, on the quest for the Holy Grail. But there is that labyrinth there. It's navigating, and I wanted to say that earlier in your introduction. Navigating the rest of 2025 feels like there's navigating energy, right? But on the quest for your heart's true desire, and you can't be on a quest for your heart's true desire until you know what that is. And I really feel that for some of you, it's gaining clarity about what you really want so that you can go in that direction in your life, All right. And then we have the High Priestess, true connection to your higher self, to Spirit, to your God's guides and guards, and disconnection to a lot of other noises or voices in the world. That's a beautiful energy. That's it's like turning off the news, turning off social media, closing out the voices so that you can just align with Spirit or with yourself in that navigating process. Then you have the Magician, like self-empowerment and using your talents, gifts, and abilities to create the future that you want. And then the Wheel of Fortune, the turning of the wheel. So by the end of 2025, you will be living a different life. Something will be very, very different for you, if not many things. Because when the Wheel of Fortune turns, it affects all areas of your life. It's very astrological, There's something very potent for you, Sagittarius, in the opening of 2026 that wasn't there, that you didn't even see as a possibility in the beginning of 2025. So, I just feel like the turning of the wheel is going to bring you many blessings. And then you have the Empress. The Empress is super, super creative. You have the Magician, the High Priestess, and the Empress. This is the ultimate creation bundle, pregnant with possibilities, creating a better and brighter and more beautiful world out of how she conducts herself. And this is gestating something to life. The Empress is nurturing a baby in her belly with love. And when it comes forth, it's going to be a healthy baby because she loved it. So it's keeping a high vibe, a high frequency energy, I don't know if it's giving birth energy. I'm seeing a lot of gestation energy, right? You have the Devil and the Hermit. The Devil card is self-imposed limitations. Again, fears, negative voices, and overcoming those things, doing shadow work and recognizing recognizing how you held yourself back, how you made yourself small, how you addictions too, like unhealthy lifestyle, unhealthy like when we eat unhealthy foods, sometimes we do that because we are being self-destructive, so it's understanding why you do things, and once light is shed on that situation, you easily stop doing it. It's like smoking cigarettes or vaping is very, very self-destructive. And, realizing that you did that because, because of a belief system, right? And as soon as you see that belief system, you're like, well, that's not true. I don't know why I believed that in the back of my mind, because I know it's not true, right? So bringing it to consciousness, to light, you no longer believe it, and you completely easily quit smoking. So it's like you free yourself, And I definitely get that with the hermit, like you're becoming wiser in so many ways. And when you do free yourself, you free yourself to ascend the mountain and to say your words, to teach other people, to shine your light. For a lot of you, you are shining your light in the darkness. And then you have the Knight of Cups going after your heart's true desire. And again, with the High Priestess, with the Hermit and the High Priestess, there is connection, like you are connected to your higher self, your higher self is helping you to navigate the mountain, to ascend as the Hermit, right? And it's helping you to navigate to your heart's desire as, the quester for the grail of your life, So, you are getting intuitive hits, you are extremely balanced and empowered here. With the High Priestess, Spirit is co-creating with you, and with the Magician, you have the ability to make anything happen, So this is such a creative time. I would be working on something if I were you, Sagittarius. If you're not working on something, but there is something that you would like to manifest, maybe even something that you've always wanted to, but you were waiting for the right time. This is the right time. It's like sometimes I see a reading and I'm like, this is the time to play the lotto. This is the time to create something. Like you are in your full power and your full potential with the Empress card there as well. And the Wheel of Fortune, like the wheel is turning, and when the wheel turns, some things that are high on your list of priorities will be brought very low on your list of priorities, and vice versa. Some things that you didn't think were that important at the time now become a priority for you, and I just keep getting this, and I don't get this very often, but many areas of your life are about to change, so like literally this is very, very astrological too. This is the great wheel in the sky. And so, I would definitely, because this is for the rest of 2025, I would check and see how the full moons are impacting you, how the eclipses in September are impacting you, or did impact you after you, if you're seeing this after that. But whatever it is, like there's a new season for beautiful Sagittarius. All right. So let's get some clarifiers for Sagittarius. Thank you, Spirit. Clarify the Devil. Fear, limitations, self-doubt. King of Cups. Deep subconscious energy, deep emotional energy, repressed feelings and repressed memories for some of you. This could be soul retrieval, remembering who you really are, remembering your true power, and that easily helps you to free yourself from a situation or to see yourself more clearly, to love yourself more. The Hermit with the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords sits at the top of the mountain, and she has very, very high perspective. And the Hermit sits at the top of the mountain with a high perspective. Like this is clarity, with the King of Cups and the Devil. A lot of you are going to remember some things that happened in your childhood that you had repressed, that you had forgotten, And others of you, I want to get oppression too. Will be freeing yourself from oppression. Like, you're not allowed to feel that. I definitely get, like, you were taught as a child or as a young person that you're not allowed to express that feeling. You're not allowed to show that feeling. So you're not allowed to feel that. Like a baby elephant, we can take a baby elephant. Elephants are strong. You can't chain an elephant up very easily. And in circuses, they take just a rope and a spike, and they spike it into the ground, and it keeps the baby elephant in a little circle, like in a little parameter. And then when the elephant grows up and becomes big, they keep it on the same little rope and spike. And that elephant is definitely strong enough to break those chains, to break those bonds, devil card. But the elephant still feels small, like a baby elephant. It's self-restricted at that point. And you're going to recognize your self-restricted energies, Queen of Swords and Hermit, and you're going to free yourself, and you're going to have a much higher perspective, And I'm not saying this is super happy energy. Like when we go deep with the King of Cups, and we do soul retrieval with the Devil card and the King of Cups, and we get that higher perspective. It's a healing, like there's real healing, involved there. Like real liberation on a level that you may never have felt in your whole life. That's going to, in some cases, catapult you into your future. I never believed I could do this, but now I know I can. Nothing's going to stop me. And then your future unfolds for you. And I get that with the Wheel of Fortune. Your future will unfold for you. So that's very exciting for you, beautiful Sagittarius. Let's see. The High Priestess is clarified with the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is making a choice, right? And it's also having plenty of choices. But the High Priestess with the Seven of Cups says, you will choose intuitively, or you will be able to tap into your intuition when making a choice, which tells me that you may make a choice with the Seven of Cups that you would not have made had you not tapped into your intuition. So all of the cups are not easy to see, to understand. All of the information is not available. It's occulted. It's hidden, some of it, right? So you need to be deliberate and mindful in making those choices, and listen to the niggling, listen to the little voice in the back of your head, and honor it. When you hear the little voice that says, stop, turn around, don't go in that direction, whatever it is, right? You need to honor that and listen to it. With the High Priestess, she's going to guide you this for the rest of 2025. And then the Knight of Pentacles is clarifying the Knight of Cups. You have two knights. So this is going after something, right? Going after your heart's true desire with the Knight of Cups. And it's going to take a while to make this future unfold, or whatever it is that you are creating or wanting, right? Manifesting, because the Knight of Pentacles plants seeds and takes a while to grow. So you're just doing your part, and Spirit's going to do its part, You plant the seeds underground, and then Spirit makes it rain and brings the sun and all that stuff. And there's only so much you can do, So things are not all going to come to fruition, right? But you are definitely going to do your part. And it takes faith. There's faith involved, And then the Magician is clarified with the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is karma. It's giving as you, it's receiving as you gave, or giving back in equal measure. So giving as you received, And with the Magician, this very, very empowered and creative energy feels like you've worked for this, you've earned it, you've made a sacrifice or a commitment, right? That has paid you back in some way, that gives you a talent, gift, and ability. Like I can read tarot because I practiced for many, many, many years. So some seeds like the Knight of Pentacles that you've planted in the past are coming to fruition with the Six of Pentacles, right? Like Spirit is paying you back, and that is going to show you that you have this ability now for a lot of you, right? It's going to empower your creations. Let's get a clarifier for that Six of Pentacles. Thank you, Spirit. Let's just get a little bit more information on that. The Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is not being certain, like not being self-confident, not seeing yourself clearly. It's being confused about who you are, being like closing your eyes and thinking you're blindfolded, you know, holding your arms down to your sides and thinking that you're tied up. You know, it's a lack of feeling empowered, right? Where you have the Magician that is empowered. And the Magician also is like a manipulative energy. So it could be being told that you aren't empowered or that you can't do that, you know. So it's like other people trying to gaslight you in some way, right? So be mindful. Like, don't necessarily listen to other people or pay attention to what's going on outside of you with the High Priestess. Stay centered with the Queen of Swords and the Hermit. Stay centered and listen to the voice inside the most, you know. Definitely be guided by your intuition no matter what, right? But with the Six of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords, like there is a mental confusion, and I feel this, you know, there's a mental confusion about what to create, how to create, your ability to create. Let's get another clarifier, please, Spirit. Thank you. Thank you. Queen of Pentacles. You, whatever it is, all right, whatever it is, it's a part of that devil energy, self-imposed limitation. Okay, so something is going to challenge you in some way, and you could just be challenging yourself, and that makes sense. You know, when the grown-up elephant discovers that they're not tied to the little stake, you know what I mean? It's a process for them to step into their full power, you know. So I feel like there is a need for you to untie some knots, some cord cutting energy. Even some relationship energy needs to go. I mean, you know, there could be like codependent energy that kept you feeling like you were tied up, right? Queen of Pentacles says that you've got this, like you are made for this, you know? And I really do feel that way, like you've worked for it, you've earned it, whatever it is, and take it as it resonates. You are a powerful creator. You are a powerful magician. The Queen of Pentacles is the ultimate creator, you know? She's the creatrix of the earth element, persons, places, and things. So she literally manifests, right? And you have the Empress at the bottom of the deck. So if anything makes you feel like, can I actually do it? Or should I even go down this road? Because I get that energy of navigating. Don't even question it. Yes, you can do it. If that's the question, the answer is yes. Okay. And then the Sun card with the Wheel of Fortune. So it's super powerful, super bright, light, free, illuminated energy too. You know, the Sun card brings things to life, and it's the happiest card in the tarot. So super happy ending. When the wheel turns and your world turns around, you're going to be very, very happy. Okay? Very happy. So I love this. And, you know, I really do get this energy of illumination too. So she's got her crown chakra open. She's receiving download and light codes, right? So it's an upgrade. It's an energetic upgrade. I love it. I love it very much for you, beautiful Sagittarius. Thank you so much. All right. So one of your blessings, the Emperor, like being the boss, being in charge, boundaries set up. Spirit is setting up boundaries for you, mental, emotional, or physical boundaries, whatever it is. Having the ability to make the move before the other. He's holding a chess piece and he's strategizing. So being smarter than the situation. I'm prepared for this. I have prepared for this. I really keep getting that. Like, you've earned this. And the Emperor, he has fought his way to the top, and he's the boss. So in your blessings, like, you are at the top of something. Like, you are large and in charge of something. Again, like the big elephant, but you don't maybe necessarily identify with that yet, but it is a blessing, right? And then the Strength card, as within, so without. She is taming her wild side, that lion side, with her lamb side, right? She's taming the dark horse with the white horse. Yeah, she is aligned with spirit. And by acting in from a place of love and grace and compassion, she is so much stronger and able to do so much more, from a place of what other people might see as weakness, right? Place of silence, a place of stillness, a place of just like being one with spirit, connectedness in some way, right? This makes you less vulnerable, So that's a strength on this journey. And then the Devil, but it was inverted. So freedom, the ability to see your shadow now. And this Devil, he's like puppeting that guy, right? Just like that elephant energy, you are a giant and powerful elephant, If the Seven of Swords comes out, then there's going to be an extra interesting message. But I just feel like, freedom, And look at all the major arcana cards you have here. Like, this is a very, very major development for you, beautiful Sagittarius. The Nine of Wands in your challenge row. So the Nine of Wands is a lot of work. It's having to be dedicated and committed and burn the candle at both ends. But you're able to do it. This is like Hermit energy, right? The Hermit is the 9 of the major arcana. This is the 9 of your fire. So this is Hermit of fire. So it's like, I am wise with how to use my body. I am wise with how to use my energy. I am experienced with this. I've grown up. I'm a big elephant. I can move the stake. I'm really getting this message for you, like, consistently, beautiful Sagittarius. Another challenge is the Tower. Like, something needs to fall. And of course it's going to fall with the Devil twice. This is like something something that you leaned on for a long time, even if it was unhealthy, even if it was like causing harm or a limitation or whatever. It grew in your life and created a platform, a structure for you to lean on. So when that comes down, you're going to feel vulnerable. And in some ways, you will feel like you are starting over with the Tower card. When that big elephant gets free, he doesn't know what to do. When he's allowed out onto the Serengeti or, the plains, the big elephant fields, right? He doesn't know where to go. He doesn't know how to join other elephants. He's going to be so much happier when he does. But there is a sense of vulnerability, and that's just part of it. And that's just necessary. And for others, it's really just the mask coming off. So the Tower card is things being humbled and brought low that you held high before, so that Devil energy could have been something that you thought highly of, and now it's unmasked and you see it for what it was, and it's a challenge for you to like restructure how you see things, Wheel of Fortune, rethink your priorities, rethink how things are going to work in your life. And you have Hermit in your challenge row as well. So, this could be, for some of you, finding yourself alone, at some point, or you're already feeling a little alone, a little ostracized, a little without your community and without your tribe and your people. You know, you're already in that place, but you're wishing that it wasn't like that. You know, you're feeling like things would be easier if it wasn't that way. You'd feel more gratified if it wasn't that way, but it's not really that much of a challenge, right? And for others of you, it's shining your light. Shining your light can be a challenge. You know, that's what the Hermit does. Teaching other people, putting yourself out there, saying your words, having that higher perspective and keeping a higher perspective, you know. And then you have Temperance, staying balanced between two elements so that you can alchemically create a third. You know, the Temperance takes gold and silver and blends them for a really long time to make a third element. So you could be impatient for something to happen. You know, Temperance takes a long time, right? And then you do have Knight of Pentacles here, which takes a long time, right? So for some of you, perhaps you would like things to unfold more quickly, but timing is divine, and that's just not going to happen. So that can be a challenge, you know. I feel like it's very, very interesting that the free giant elephant is your consistent message. You know, you are the master of this life. You know, step into that truth. Just step into that truth, embody that truth, right? And, you know, you have the strength. Well, Nine of Wands is a challenge. Nine of Wands is not a challenge when you have strength. You know, you have Devil, you're being freed. Well, Tower is a challenge. Tower is not a challenge when you're freeing yourself with the Devil, you know? So it feels like your challenges aren't very challenging, you know? You have got this, you know? You really got this. I just want to say Sagittarius. Giant elephant Sagittarius. All right. Okay. So what is your advice from Spirit? Five of Cups, Princess of Pentacles. So Five of Cups is like, turn that frown upside down. Look at the bright side always. You know, there's 3 cups spilled and 2 cups behind you. So there's a bright side. You end with the Sun. Things are turning in your favor. You can't have everything your way, you know. The Princess of Pentacles, again, it's embodying a feeling, embodying the outcome, in spite of the fact that it's not come to full fruition yet, you know. So like, feel the feeling of your wish fulfilled. She's feeling it. She's got her hand on her heart, so she's embodying what she wants to manifest. She's embodying where she wants to go. And she doesn't need to see it outside of herself. She can feel it inside of herself. And then it is true, you know. Even if she never sees it outside of herself, as long as she feels it, isn't that really the goal anyways, right? So put yourself in the energy that you desire. Knight of Swords. This is destiny energy, and you do have the Wheel of Fortune, which says it's destiny energy, and they both have that imagery of the zodiac wheel. So the time has come, and also literally the Knight of Swords means Yod, finger of God, finger of fate. Something is fated to happen. So when things do happen, just know that the time has come. You know, the big elephant, it's time for it to be free. It's time for you to go find your place. Also study, go after information, keep your crown chakra open to receive downloads and insights, and attune to the energy, the higher frequency of the sun and the light codes coming in. You know, I'm just definitely getting that for some people. Information is coming in. Allow it to come in and process. So maybe there's not a lot of need to actively move right now. There's more of a need to process right now. 6 of Wands. This is victory. This is taking a victory lap. standing on a stage, don't be afraid to take the stage. Don't be afraid to say your words and to teach other people. You know, you have the Hermit in the challenge position, right? And you also have the Hermit in the future position. So it could be a challenge for you to teach, you know, or for you to guide in some way, right? And you have that with Queen of Swords too, right? She's a teacher and a guide. So, but you're being told to do that, you know, you're being told to stand on stage or, you know, be seen in some way. And then Four of Cups, stay centered, stay grounded, you know, emotional grounding, ground your emotions. Don't let things throw you around at this time, right? For the rest of 2025, you're freeing yourself, right? So things are happening on a very deep subconscious level, soul retrieval level, King of Cups, right? And you're processing, you're healing, Five of Cups. So while that happens, you know, you need to, sometimes you might need to cry, sometimes you might need to be alone. Honor your feelings, don't get in the way. Okay? Don't get in the way of the process. Beautiful Sagittarius. Take it as it resonates. That's what I got. All right, so your oracle cards are Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? You know, give yourself what you need at this time. You know, for some of you, I just feel there's a need to like grieve something, you know, but practice self-care and love yourself. You may not be feeling the love from outside of yourself. A lot of you, you know, with the Hermit twice, you know, you may be feeling, even if you're not alone, you might be feeling lonely. Keepers of the Earth, you are not alone. Okay. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. Okay. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. Not just ancient ancestors, but your gods, guides, and guides, your angels, your higher self, they're always here. Transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. You know, I really feel that energy of needing to process, needing to just allow what's going on inside of you to unfold so that you can step into that beautiful sun energy at the other end, you know? What else do we have for beautiful Sagittarius coming in? Thank you, Spirit. What else? Brown bear spirit, take time out. So, you know, maybe keep your own company for a while, right? For whatever reason. Cow spirit, the miracles are endless. Yeah, you know, and you would feel that way too. If there is a soul retrieval or a deep, like cell level healing, you're going to feel that way. Miraculous miracles. I do feel that. And cow spirit is deeply grounding too. And bear spirit is deeply grounding. Real earth energy, you know, like earthing, you know, if you get the opportunity to go outside, get barefoot. I know that for a lot of people, this is like getting cold or whatever, but you don't need to be barefoot. You can go touch a tree, just breathe the air and let the sun permeate your light body. And then nightingale spirit, love is all around. You are loved, loving, and lovable. And the universe wants you to be happy. But also nightingales sing. They sing their song. They let other people hear them. You know, I really feel, and he's got that horn that he's like tooting his own horn or whatever. You know, I keep feeling like, say your words. Say your words. Let other people hear what you have to say. Put your message out there. All right, beautiful Sagittarius. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being you, and I'll see you next time. Peace.